got a crawdad out here. They have been a bit more active recently. Whoops. A couple of fish just swam over the top of him. I don't know how well you can see him because he definitely is camouflaged to match the muddy bottom of the pool. So, but he came out a lot faster than they normally do. Well, I can't see him on the camera here. He is too well camouflaged. And he's just sitting there. I don't know why. Because I didn't see him get a piece. Maybe he did and I just didn't notice it. I'm trying to throw pieces to him, but he's not getting any. He's pretty good sized. The fish are still coming out if I get close enough to them over there. There's at least one other crawdad in this pool. Kind of surprised I haven't seen it yet. But it could be like on the other end of the ledge and hasn't realized that there's food being thrown out. Oh, crawdad's moving a little bit now. They can move surprisingly fast when they want to. And now I think he's heading back to the ledge. I'm sorry, I'm having a hard time getting a good shot of him on here. Because he's just... doesn't help that he's so well camouflaged. Yep, he's headed back under the ledge. Alright. Well, that was our crawdad visit, I guess. Unless one of the others decides to come out. Ooh, there's a big fish coming out. Surprised by that. Oh. Oh, I thought it was a crawdad, but it's a fish. The crawdads are always surprising because, you know, they're pretty reclusive. So, that's why I'm always especially interested in seeing them because they don't always come out. The fish always come out, even if it's like this, where they're only coming out for a split second to eat and then go back in. They'll come out later and eat the rest of this food, I guarantee you. That or the crawdads. Well, so I'm going to say there's probably 20 fish in this pool that we see and a couple of crawdads for sure. It's hard to say with them. So I'm about to give up on these because they get full fairly fast anyway. And they're being pretty shy. So, okay. Well, we're gonna walk on down the creek now. So, it's a lot of rocks, a lot of places where the water doesn't flow a whole lot. The leaves are clogging up some of the narrow channels right now. To me, this here is just absolutely gorgeous. All these rocks, moss covered. There's all kinds of ledges. I'd guess this is limestone in through here. It's not real easy to walk through here, this part, so there's a possibility that you'll hear a little squeal if I slip, fall. Hopefully not. I mean, look at all these ledges and stuff, and the rock over here. Trying to get this the right size. Alright, see all of that? There's some places where there's holes big enough that a critter might be hiding in them. You never know. There's definitely some wildlife in these woods. I saw a deer when I was down here 2 weeks ago, and we've seen a couple of box turtles. A wild turkey landed in a tree above my mom's head one day. There's definitely possums, of course. Possums are everywhere, and there's I don't know for sure if they're foxes or coyotes, but those are definite possibilities for the area. I really like this large rock here. Don't know where it came from, but it's been there a long time. Covered with moss and lichens. See, this area is very flat. It actually gets some sun. It's one of the few parts that's not completely covered by trees, so it tends to grow some fungus that's kind of slimy, so to be careful going through here. And we're coming up on the what I always thought of as the warm pool, because it's the one pool in what I consider our part of the creek that actually gets a fair amount of sun, so it's always a warmer temperature than the other pools. And there are 2 fish that have suddenly appeared in this pool, like just in the last couple of months, that I'm pretty sure must have come down here from that first pool when it came a good rain, because I've never seen them before in all the time we've been coming here, and they look just like the ones. They're the same species. Let's see, maybe you can see this is a fairly good sized pool. I always assumed no fish lived in here because the temperature was hotter, and usually, you know, that might be too much for these little creek fish. But these two seem to be doing very well. There's at least a couple of crawdads too in this one that we've seen. The two fish though, it's kind of funny. One of them is not shy at all. Now I don't know how he's going to be today. He could be like the ones up there and just come out for some food and go right back in. But normally he'll swim out as soon as he hears us and eat until he's full, and then he'll just sit there and watch us. I really want to pet him, but I haven't quite got to that point. Well, let's see if we can lure him out. A little bit of food. The other fish will swim out from time to time when he gets brave enough to get some food and then go right back in. Where are you, fish? It'd be really strange to not see the one fish today, because I was here just 2 weeks ago and he was sitting out here looking at us the entire time. But I'm not seeing any fish. Now the crawdads, it always seems to take them at least a few minutes to realize, hey, there's food. I think their brains are a little bit smaller than the fish's. I got no fish so far. Well, we may be moving right on from here. Oh. Huh. I just heard something in the water, but I don't know what it was. It's weird. Well, I've definitely left them enough food if they decide to come out. And I guess we'll move on to the next pool. This is where I'm going to get a little bit cold, because you can't really stay out of the water in this pool. Whew. Not too bad though. A lot of the creek you can get through without getting in the water, by walking along the side. I guess I could have done that. Look how pretty it is here too. This part is pretty shallow too. Got a whole lot of leaf cover here. Normally there's been a nice little waterfall here. Looks like leaves are clogging it up quite a bit, but when it's not raining, when it's been dry, oh yeah, there's a little bit of one going on. When it's been really dry, the waterfall stops running. Looks like there's a little spring though that feeds it even when the waterfall's not running. So I'm clearing some leaves, trying to get the waterfall going a little bit more. So anyway, this is the large deep pool. Apparently my grandmother was baptized here. I didn't even know that till Mom told me a few months ago. I'll go down around the pool in a bit, but maybe able to see there's a cave over there. Don't think anything lives there, but who knows. And you can see over here on this side, look at all of these ledges and holes and ridges, and I just think that is absolutely beautiful. That's a really weird shaped hole over there, almost like it has teeth, like a bracket, and I see water dripping from it. So there are like a million fish that live in this pool. Most of them, the vast majority, are chubs, and I'm going to attempt to give you a glimpse of the magnitude of the number of fish that live in here, but the water's really cloudy right now because it rained yesterday, so there's a lot of runoff. So I don't know how well we're going to be able to see it, but I call this one the bottomless pit because the fish, I think you could feed them forever. And yeah, I don't know. Let me try to zoom in a little bit and see if I can see where any at all, because I can see them. Oh, yeah, you're probably not going to be able to. They are very hungry, as usual. A lot of times you'll get like this sploosh sound from all of them going after the same piece of food. Sure, you can at least see a little bit. Whoops. It's hard to throw food and hold on to the camera at the same time. These fish come too when they hear us. Wow. There's a couple of fish in here that are gigantic to be just living in a little creek. Absolutely gigantic. There's crawdads in here too, but don't always have a lot of luck seeing them. Occasionally we'll see one like just scooting across the bottom, but most of the time where they are, it's hard to see them. Let's see, I get my bearings again here. They hide pretty well. Yep. I'm telling you, I could sit here and feed them for just me, probably a good hour before I stopped getting nibbles. Because there are just so many of them. So many. I wish the water wasn't cloudy. You could really get an idea of just how many there are. I mean, there's at least 100. There's no way to even count them because they're on the move all the time. But I'd say there's 100, 150. Could be lots more because it's kind of hard to see the babies. I'm going to pause this now and feed them some more. Okay, so let's get zoomed out again. I'm going to go on the other side of this. Oh, there's a large spider. It's very close to me and I didn't even realize it. Anyway, I'm going to walk above and around this large pool. Even in the summertime, that's what I do because I definitely wouldn't want to jump down in there no matter how deep it is. Say this pool at its deepest is maybe 4 feet. Hard to say. Here's a look at it from up above it. Pretty good sized pool for a little creek. Because this is a very small creek compared to other ones that I've seen. It's very rocky down here as well. See, the crawdads like to live up in here. It's hard to see them with all the leaf cover and stuff. So, look how pretty this is through here. So, this part is definitely not fun to walk through with all the rocks. Now, there's a dry creek bed that connects right up here. I think it would pretty much have to be a flood for it to ever actually run again. But it's absolutely gorgeous. Massive moss-covered rocks. It's a fairly steep incline too. Let's see. See all those rocks there, and you can kind of see how there's a divide there. It goes way on up, closer to my mom's property. Now this area right here is where I've kept saying that I wanted to just come sit for a while on a nice day, a couple of hours, just observe the wildlife. And just enjoy the quiet and just how beautiful it is. Probably a little too chilly for me today. I think I've waited a couple of weeks too late. But anyway, still going through the rocky part. I'm only gonna go down to one more pool, and then I'm gonna turn around because the person who owns the other side of this creek, we've run into him once further down, and he let it be known that it was his property and we couldn't be on it. He was not a nice person. So from that point, we've not gone beyond this pool because at least this left side of it is owned by our neighbors who don't mind us being down here at all. So this pool has this big rock just sitting here. I discovered last year that there were quite a few crawdads living in this pool. There's still, I haven't seen nearly that many since. There's fish in here too, but they're mostly very tiny. So, anyway, there's a shot further down the creek, but I won't go down anymore. And look at this hillside here. I just love this place, and I'm gonna be really sad when, for whatever reason, I can't come down here anymore. Either that I'm too old to be able to walk across the rocks, because they're pretty hard on my mom these days to walk on, or you know, the neighbor sells the land and we can't come down here anymore. So, but I just wanted to at least once capture this beautiful little creek that very few people in the world, or that are still living anyway, have ever seen. I mean, probably this was around when there were Native Americans here, maybe when the first settlers came, but who knows. I mean, this is an area of land that's not hugely populated, and never has been as far as I know. So anyway, I'm going to feed a few more fish and see what crawdads I can entice out. So thanks for watching.